first Motorwagen was built in 1885 in Mannheim, Germany. He was awarded the patent for his invention as of his application on 28 January 1886. Benz began promotion of the vehicles on 3 July 1886, and about 25 Benz vehicles were sold between 1888 and 1893, when his first four-wheeled was introduced along with the cheaper model. They also were powered with four-stroke engines of his own design. Emile Roger of France, already producing Benz engines under license, now added the Benz car to his line of products, because French was more open to the early cars. Initially, more were built and sold in France, although Roger than Benz sold in Germany. In August 1888, Bertha Benz, the wife of Karl Benz, overtook the first road trip by car to prove the roadworthiness of her husband's invention. In 1896, Benz designed and patented the first internal combustion flat engine, called Boxer motor. During the last years of the 19th century, Benz was the largest car company in the world, with 572 units produced in 1988. In 1999, and because of its size, Benz and Kai became a joint stock company. The first motor car in Central Europe and one of the first factory-made cars in the world was produced by Czech company Nesseldorfen-Begenbau in 1897. The President automobile. Daimler and Maybach founded Daimler Motoren Gesellschaft in Kronstadt in 1890 and sold their first car in 1892 under the brand name Daimler. It was a horse-drawn stagecoach built by another manufacturer, which they retrofitted with an engine of their design. By 1895, about 30 vehicles had been built by Daimler and Maybach, either at the Daimler works or in the Hotel Hermann, where they set up shop, often after disputes with their backers. Benz, Maybach and the Daimler teams seem to have been unaware of each other's early work. They were working together by the time of the merger of the two companies. Daimler and Maybach were no longer parts of DMG. Daimler died in 1900, and late that year Maybach designed an engine named Daimler Mercedes that was placed in a specially ordered model building to specifications set by Emil Jelinek. This was a production of a small number of vehicles for Jelinek to raise and market in this country. 2 years later, in 1902, a new model DMG car was produced, and the model was named Mercedes after the Maybach engine, with General 35 HP. Maybach quit DMG shortly thereafter and opened a business of his own. Rights to the Daimler brand's name were sold to other manufacturers. Karl Benz proposed cooperating with DMG and Benz and Kai when economic conditions began to deteriorate in Germany following the First World War, but the directors of DMG refused to consider it initially. Negotiations between the two companies resumed several years later, when the conditions worsened, and in 1924 they signed an agreement of mutual interest, valid until the year 2000. Both enterprises standardized design, production, purchasing and sales, and they advertised or marketed their car model jointly, although keeping their respective brands. On 28 June 1926, Benz and Kai and DMG finally merged as the Daimler-Benz company, baptizing all of its cars Mercedes-Benz as a brand honoring the most imported model of the DMG cars. The Maybach design later referred to as the 1902 Mercedes 35 HP along with the Benz name. Karl Benz remained a member of the board of directors of Daimler-Benz until his death in 1928, and at times these two sons also participated in the management of the company. In 1890, Émile Levasseur and Armand Peugeot of France began producing vehicles with Daimler engines, and so led to the foundation of the automobiles industry in France. In 1871, Auguste Doriot and his Peugeot colleague Louis Rigolot completed the longest trip by gasoline-powered vehicles when their self-designed and built Daimler-powered Peugeot Type 3 completed 2.1 thousand kilometers from Valentigney to Paris and Brest and back again. They were attached to the first Paris-Brest-Paris bicycle race but finished 6 days after the winning cyclist Charles Terence. The first design for an American car with a gasoline internal combustion engine was made in 1877 by George Selden of Rochester, New York. Selden applied for a patent for a car in 1878, but the patent application expired because the vehicle was never built. After a delay of 16 years and a series of attachments to his application, on 5 November 1895, Selden was granted a United States patent for a two-stroke car engine, which hindered more than encouraged development of cars in the United States. His patent was challenged by Henry Ford and others and overturned in 1911. In 1893, the first running gasoline-powered American cars was built and road tested by the Doria brothers of Springfield, Massachusetts. The first public run of the Dura motor wagon took place on 21st century 1893 on Taylor Street in Metro Center, Springfield. The Studebaker Automobile Company, subsidiary of a long-established wagon and coach manufacturer, started to build cars in 1897 and commenced sales of electric vehicles in 1902 and gasoline vehicles in 1904. In Britain, there had been several attempts to building steam cars with varying degrees of success, with Thomas Rickett even attempted a production run in 1860. Sandler from Malvern is recognized by the Veteran Car Club of Great Britain as having made the first gasoline-powered car in the country in 1894, followed by Frederick William Lanchester in 1895. But these were both one-offs. The first production vehicles in Great Britain came from the Daimler Company, a company founded by Harry G. Lawson in 1896 after purchasing the right to use the name of the engines. Lawson's company made its first car in 1897 and they bore the name Daimler. In 1892, German engineer Rudolf Diesel was granted a patent for a new rational combustion engine. In 1897, he built the first diesel engine. Steam, electric and gasoline-powered vehicles competed for decades, with gasoline internal combustion engines achieving dominance in the 1910s. Although various pistonless rotary engine designs have attempted to compete with the conventional pistons and crankshaft design, only Mazda's version of the Wankel engine had more than very limited success. All in all, it is estimated that over 100,000 patents created the modern automobile and motorcycle. That's all about car history. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and bye.